G'day team, Punt Road here. I'm in the deepest, darkest wilderness, the bush of Western Australia, braving snakes, braving redback spiders. Everything in Australia wants to eat you and kill you. This is the stuff that I do for you. I've managed to get out of the confines of the domesticated studio to bring you this latest video. Really, I'm actually about to go to the gym and I'm just in the local scrubland next to the gym. You can tell by the Metallica hat that we'll be discussing Metallica, and this is one of those collectibles. It's super rare, it's worth a lot of money. It is Metallica's Garage Days. Okay, it's just a bootleg version of it, but nonetheless it's got all the classics that you know on there. It has Diamond Head's Helpless, absolutely sensational song that set the tone for the new Wobbum era into the thrash era. The Big Four covered it at their concerts. They loved it. They have absolute respect for them, and anyone who says anything else has got rocks in their head. We then have The Small Hours by Holocaust, that creepy intro, excellent lyrics, super hard crunch there. Metallica really made it their own and they did a brilliant job with it. We then have The Weight by Killing Joke. Killing Joke was probably a surprise for some people that Metallica covered them, but you know Lars has a fantastic repertoire of music. He knows almost every single band, and I think he did really well there. Killing Joke's one of my favourites, as you've probably seen. I post them a bit on Twitter X. Crash Course in Brain Surgery by Budgie. Really good track. The little bass riff there at the start, opening it up, was a really good way to Jason Newsted to introduce himself after the shocking and unfortunate loss of Cliff Burton. We then have Last Caress and Green Hell by the Misfits, one that my mum probably didn't really want to hear coming out of the stereo was growing up. There was a bit of graphic commentary in there, absolutely no doubt. That's where the CD changes. I'm happy to do a Garage Days run through if people want it, but this is where it changes to Stone Cold Crazy by Queen, which you would know. Freddie Mercury, they covered that for his concert, I believe, and that's about as close and as heavy as Queen got to any of the sort of music that bands like Metallica were producing. We have the Enter Sandman demo. We have the Unforgiven demo. We have Nothing Else Matters demo. The Wherever I May Roam demo. The Sad But True demo. And the One demo. Now there's some pretty good demos there, and there's no doubt that back in the day when I got this, I was pretty interested to hear how they formed it. I've always been really interested in the evolution of music, both historically but also within bands, just to see how they take something from an idea and formulate it into something fully fledged. It was really exciting and interesting to have those demos there, particularly on one CD that I could listen to with all the other tracks. Now, in fairness, I probably listened to the properly recorded ones, although we are talking about Garage Days, as opposed to the demos of songs that would end up on studio albums, but nonetheless it was still very interesting. We have So What at the end, that's popped on there, which was semi-difficult, I suppose, to get hold of in the pre-internet, pre-Google era, streaming era. Another one that was probably not great to put on in front of your mum. A lot of swearing there. I know my girlfriend probably wasn't a huge fan of it at the time, but it certainly got a laugh from the boys. But we've moved on in this era. We don't talk about that. They'd probably be cancelled for that song nowadays. And then the final one, and the one that always makes me laugh, is the Nothing Else Matters elevator version. Now, if you haven't heard this, it's super slow. It has strings in there. It's the type of music, it has even seagulls that squawk in the background, and it's the type of thing that would be on either Days of Our Lives, or if you were going to euthanize yourself, that's what you'd listen to as you pass on to the great beyond. It really is one of the weirdest versions of a Metallica track I've heard, and supposedly it was from the band. It's not just someone doing it afterwards. It was given the tick, and so if you're ever in an elevator anywhere around the world and it's about to crash into the bottom of the building that you're in, hopefully they're playing this and it'll put you to sleep a long time before you hit the dirt. So that was the bootleg Metallica Garage Days revisited. Loved it as a junior burger. Don't really listen to it too much now, but there's a couple of oddities and a couple of little collectible numbers on there. And I would probably give that somewhere about 13 and a half trouts out of 17 irradiated carbon rods. Thanks a lot for listening again. Please like, please subscribe, please share, get onto X, to Twitter, comment, get onto this and comment. I really appreciate everyone's support, their enthusiasm for this. It's making me push even harder, and just loving the engagement that we're getting. It's just brilliant. The subscriber numbers have gone up, and I hope that you guys are enjoying it as well. And I can try and get something small out every single day and a few shorts. Thanks a lot, guys, and as always, from the West Australian quasi bush, have a ripper, mates. See ya.